We're here off of the Blue Ridge Parkway in North Carolina, and it's just such a beautiful morning, late May, and we're up here kind of on top of the mountain, so we're enjoying the breeze. And we happened to see one of our friends, and I've known of this plant since I was probably in 2nd or 3rd grade, when the kids that I went to school with, they'd take the stalk and they'd wrap it around and like shoot these little heads off at the other kids, including me. I don't know if I ever really participated, but I also didn't know what the plant was. So this is narrow leaf plantain. And Gumby, if you want to come over here and get a good picture of the leaves, there's 2 types of plantain that are pretty much wherever you go you could find. So this one is a narrower leaf, and it's got kind of the veins going this way, and that's what it looks like on the back. Really deep.
Yeah, I always think of the veins on the underside, if you could show that again, as they protrude. So I think of them as looking kind of glued on. That's one of the things that helps me identify it.
And I don't normally see it with the seed stalks. So just the other day I was asking Gumby, what is that? And he said, you know. So this is when it's in bloom. There's a little spider or something on there. And yeah, there's also the broadleaf plantain. Of course, it has bigger leaves. And I think typically you use the broadleaf plantain, but you can also use narrowleaf in a pinch. I've used plantain personally when I was stung by a wasp and just chewed up some plantain, made a spit poultice, and held it on my my bite. Oh, here's some over here. Oh, my cameraman's instructing me. So yeah, so here's some different type of plantains. So this is a broader leaf one. That's what that looks like. And on the back, wow.
Yep, same ways to identify it.
Yeah, so this is probably growing in your yard. Anyway, so for the wasp bite, you can make a spit poultice and hold it on there. And also, I had some flea bites, and I had never really been around fleas before, so I had a really bad reaction. And Gumby boiled up some plantain leaves in a pot, and then I just soaked a cloth in the plantain water and put it on my legs, and it was really soothing. It stopped the itching. So it can be a very soothing plant, as well as drawing out or making a sting feel better from a wasp or bee. And it grows, like I said, pretty much everywhere, and you're lucky if you have a bunch of it. And that's plantain.
Yeah, and I'd like to add that the Native Americans in this area, and I'm sorry I can't tell you what tribe, I don't know, but it was known as white man's foot. They did not use this plant. They thought it was a bad sign because as the settlers started coming over here, they'd start getting smallpox and they'd start dying, and suddenly this new plant they'd never seen before. And think about what that means to a Native American who knows like the tracks of, mice. Every little plant, they use it. Suddenly a new plant at the same time a sickness is coming. So they thought this was a really maligned, evil plant. White man's foot. Wherever the white man walked, this plant would spring up. Can you demonstrate a field poultice, Teresa? This is the way I most commonly use plantain.
Okay.
So out in the field, it's best for stings or bites. It's got a really good drawing power. So Teresa's going to demonstrate how to make a field poultice, which you've done in other videos, but this is yet another plant that's good for a field poultice. And as she chews it up and gets it wet and releases all those juices, you can put it on a bite, and as it dries, it'll pull the venom out of a sting. It'll help it heal. And if you mix it with mud, like I guess about 50-50, I've heard it even works better because the mud itself, as it dries, has pulling power. So that will increase its power. And as Teresa said, I've boiled it before, made a strong tea for a skin wash, and at the same time, like if you've got poison ivy, and it's just one of those plants that seems to be good for a lot of stuff, and drink tea at the same time, internally and externally. It's a really good plant. So yeah, Plantigo major, that's the broadleaf plantain. And I think it's Plantigo lanceolata, the narrowleaf. But anyway, plantain, white man's foot. Good stuff. Look for it in your yard.